place your hands down, and there's your cobra. If you do want to explore it a little bit further, making sure the tops of your feet are pressing into the mat, your pubic bone is pressing into the mat, keeping the elbows so that they're pointing back, you can explore the bend slightly if you're looking to deepen it. And then lowering down. As I mentioned, we're going to break down some poses. So Cobra is the one that we just did. Another is Upward Dog, and it's not one that, or Up Dog. Some people do it as part of their sun salutations, and that's great, but it's important again to know the alignment. So I often will see people place their hands underneath their shoulders and press up into what they think is Up Dog by taking their thighs off the mat, but that's not the proper alignment. You want to make sure that your hands are back almost to your waist. So when they're in line with your waist, then you can press up and your wrists will be directly below your shoulders. The tops of your feet are pressing into the mat, and you have room to let your hips sink down, looking forward, breathing and centering yourself. If this isn't available to you, remember you can continue with Sphinx or Cobra pose that we just broke down. Relaxing, let your body come back down to the mat. I wanted to further explore Chaturanga. Chaturanga is a pose in and of itself, although it often seems like it is a transition. It's part of our sun salutation. It's part that we do from the plank position. So I'll break this down and then you can follow along with me. So from our plank position, we take that breath in, and as we lower down to the mat, we can stop in Chaturanga. Chaturanga is here, where your elbows are at the 90-degree angle. Then you can lower down slowly, but the actual pose is where you've stopped at that 90-degree angle with your elbows. It's really important that you keep those elbows tucked in nice and tight to the body to avoid any shoulder issues. We can come up onto our seat, and I'm going to walk you through an easy version of Wild Thing. So stretching your legs out in front of you, shift your weight onto the right side of your mat so that you've got room to put your left knee down on your mat. Because what we're going to do is bring the left foot in toward the right thigh, take the left hand out behind the left hip. As you press your left knee into the mat, bring your arm up and open so that your chest is opening to the sky. It's a chest opener and a back bend. Your right leg is extended out straight. Breathing and smiling. To come out of it, you can start to sink your hip back down toward the mat. Bringing your hand back down, extend your left leg out in front of you, shift to the left side of your mat. Bring your right foot in towards your knee or your thigh so that your right knee has place to settle down onto your mat. Take your right hand out behind your right hip. Press your right knee into the mat, bringing your hand up and open. Arching your back and opening your chest to the sky. Allowing your hips to come back down to the mat, stretching your legs out in front of you. These back bends, we've been doing gentle back bends along the way. I'm going to guide you into a little bit of a deeper back bend this time. So you want your feet planted down on your mat. Bring your hips in toward your heels, making sure that you have enough room behind you to lie back. Fingertips on the mat pointing toward your feet. Your feet are fairly close together, as are your knees. To start off, we're going to breathe in and press our spine into the mat, and then lift the hips up into the air. When your hips are up in the air, you can clasp your hands together underneath your back. To deepen this pose, you can shimmy your shoulder blades together to get a deeper arch in your back. And a few things you want to think about is keeping your knees close together. Don't let them splay out to the sides. Your glutes are engaged, but they're not clenched. Try to relax your throat and breathe into this bridge pose. If you would like to make this more challenging, you can take your left leg up into the air. Lowering it down. Take your right leg up into the air. If that's not available to you, you can stay in your bridge pose with your legs planted where they were, feet rooted into the ground. Lowering your right foot down. To come out of your bridge pose, you can release your fingertips, shimmy your shoulder blades apart, lower your back down to the mat slowly. One of the things that I wanted to mention is in today's class we've been breaking down back bends, and so we've only been doing back bends. However, if in your practice you are doing back bends and forward bends and twists, it's a very good idea to neutralize your spine before going from forward fold to a back bend. So if at any point in time you feel like you need to neutralize your spine in between those types of poses, you can plant your hands behind your hips, feet planted on the floor, knees bent, and you can lower your knees down from side to side in a windshield wiper fashion. This just helps to neutralize your spine. You can do that seated, or you can even do that lying back, bringing your arms out to a T, lowering the knees down from side to side. I mentioned before that it's really important for the health of your spine to work on all the different variations, and today we were just focusing on back bends. So after we've explored these poses, it's always nice to stretch out the body, relax, and make time for Shavasana. Shavasana is your final resting pose, and it's more than resting, it's a time to relax the body and focus the mind. So we're going to do a little cool down and prepare for Shavasana. So returning to lying on your back, you can take your arms out to a T and inhale and bring your knees up towards your chest. As you exhale, bring them down slowly to the left side, making sure that the right shoulder's engaged with the mat. Take your gaze off toward your right hand. In these moments of quiet, you can check in with your intention. Inhale your knees back up to center. As you exhale, bring them down to the right side. Keeping the left shoulder engaged with the mat, take your gaze off towards your left hand. Inhale, bringing the knees back up to center, and plant your feet down on the mat. We're going to take the right ankle to the left knee and then bring the left foot up off the mat. That's bringing a figure 4 shape towards your chest. You can guide your hand in through the center hole and bring your hands to the front of your shin or the back of your thigh, And then relax and let the weight of your arms bring that figure 4 toward your chest. We're not pulling on our legs, we're just using the weight of our arms to bring it toward us. Focusing on your breath. Releasing your hands from your leg, return your left foot down to the mat, then take your right foot down to the mat and bring your left ankle over to your right knee. Inhale and bring the right foot off the mat. Take your hand and guide it in through the center hole and clasp your hands around your right shin or thigh and lie back and relax using the weight of your arms to bring the figure 4 toward you. Releasing your hands from your leg, taking your left ankle off of your right knee, keeping both of your bent knees near your chest. You can wrap your arms around your legs and rock side to side, giving yourself a gentle back massage. And then allow yourself to rock through your back up to a seated position. And then you can cross your legs and have a nice tall spine. I hope this has helped you to learn a little bit about taking care of your back and exploring the back bends. You can develop the bravery, your confidence, the trust, relieve your anxiety, all through a little bit of time on the mat exploring your back bends. I hope that helps you. I'm Kelly Rooney. Thank you for joining us for Namaste Thunder Bay. Bring your hands to your heart center. Remember to lead with your heart. Bow your head toward your hands. Let your mind surrender to your heart. Namaste.